Welcome guys to another episode of Specials here on the ManUnitedDaily YouTube channel, and in this one I'll be talking about the Kagawa problem, or supposed problem if you like, because as you know there's been a lot of criticism of David Moyes for not playing a Japanese playmaker in the past few weeks, and he got his chance on Tuesday night against Leverkusen, and a few people were unimpressed or still have their doubts. And I think it's justified because of the lack of game time as Kagawa has been given in the last few weeks, and also his kind of like stuttering start to his United career in general, and that has led to a lot of people not convinced by his overall ability. But with those who have watched Dortmund in the last 2-3 years while Kagawa was in Germany, I'm sure will stick up for him, and I'm certainly one of them. I saw him live for the first time towards the end of his Dortmund career, where he played against Arsenal in the Champions League, but the most standout performance was definitely against Bayern Munich in the Pokal Cup, I think that's what they call it in Germany. He absolutely destroyed them that night, getting an opening goal. I think that was decisive, and also providing an assist for Robert Lewandowski, and those two got a really good partnership going on when they were at Dortmund. So that was a really promising performance, and I think a lot of people were really excited to see Kagawa coming over because he would provide a link, perhaps missing from the United midfield and attack. So, it's understandable by people's lack of conviction they have in Kagawa, but here's my explanation why perhaps we should have a bit more faith in him, and I think we will reap the rewards when they do come. And I think if they more trust him enough, then they will come pretty quickly. So, as I said, like I said earlier on, he had a really stuttering opening season. Started brightly, few goals against Spurs, and overall his performance was really exciting. And I thought he offered something else that United have been missing. In the last third, a bit more imagination and a bit more goal and graft in there. So that was a really encouraging period of his United career. But his injury in the Champions League, I think it was against Braga, that was really the disrupting point that ruled him out until late December, and probably not starting again until February. I think against Real Madrid, that was probably when he was starting to begin to get back to his full fitness. So, that was, again, disappointing, I guess, for Kagawa, that his season was blighted by that injury during the pivotal months of his first season. So, Sir Alex, a genius, a managerial genius, always has an eye for talent, said that people will see the best of Kagawa this season, which is, unfortunately, is his last season. But this season coming in with David Moyes will be, people see the very best of Shinji Kagawa, and also Jurgen Klopp, at the Dortmund manager, and also previous previous teammates of Kagawa's from Dortmund said that the Premier League will definitely see the best of Shinji Kagawa this season. And unfortunately, obviously Kagawa hasn't been given his chance, but I think David Moyes is starting to work him in. And because of the international commitments to Japan over the summer with the Confederations Cup, and also the extended kind of like long haul travels that he has to do for these international breaks, has been limited or forcing David Moyes into playing a more kind of like patient game with Shinji Kagawa. And just going back to the last season, he made 6 goals, and obviously the most standout performance is probably against Norwich, where he got his hat-trick. The first, I believe, first Japanese player to get a hat-trick in the Premier League, and they're all taking goals. So that was a glimpse to his goal scoring potential at United. Several assists as well. And like I said, a lot of people commented how he played mostly on the left-hand side, which could compensate for the lack of goals compared to his previous season at Borussia Dortmund, where he had 17 goals in his last season at Dortmund, and compared to the 6, it's obviously a huge difference. But again, you have to take into consideration that where he was playing during the team, not his most favourite position, also that long time out with injury, also taking away playing time, so that would be compensating that sort of lack of goals there. And over the summer, there's been a lot of speculation because Jurgen Klopp said he was, air quotes, sad, and he was crying when Shinji Kagawa left, and now he's still sad that Shinji Kagawa plays on left and only perhaps, for 20 minutes coming on as a sub, etc. So that had led to a lot of heightened speculations about how Kagawa would be pursued and, led back to Dortmund, and, Klopp actually confirmed that they made an inquiry to United about Kagawa over the summer, but Kagawa, fair enough to him, he said, refused straight away because he wanted to succeed at United, and I think that's a really good attitude for any player to have, and obviously it shows his commitment to the cause and that he is a determined individual who do want to succeed at United. I think you can't have too many of those sort of characters in your side. So obviously that had led to that, but however, David Moyes did comment over the summer that he talked to Sir Alex Ferguson, and again, Sir Alex Ferguson, talked about Kagawa in glowing terms. So that really led to some people believe that Kagawa would have a main role to play, but so far it has contradicted the that statement with the amount of playing time he has had. So as Kagawa, Kagawa is probably his preferred position is definitely the number 10, just behind the striker. And like I said, he did play well behind Lewandowski at Dortmund, and during the opening periods of the season, while Rooney was injured, he was playing behind Robin van Persie. Kagawa does like to be involved centrally, and probably that would be his preferred position. But again, at United at this very moment in time, Rooney is currently occupying that space. And I don't think it can't be argued that Kagawa deserves to be in there right now at this very moment, like I said, because of the sensational form that Wayne Rooney is in at the moment, and with the form that he's going into the next few weeks, I don't think a lot of people can argue about who is the more informed player right now, and that is due to the goals that Rooney has had, so his confidence will be lifted from that, and obviously the playing time that Rooney has in comparison to Kagawa, his match fitness, etc., will be an obvious advantage for Rooney in this particular moment in time as well. So here are my propositions about the way Kagawa could fit into the United team, even with Wayne Rooney in the side. So the firstly is obviously the left hand side, which is I think it's still an area problem for United because we don't have a naturally left-footed player, or apart from Ryan Giggs obviously, but again in the bigger games I don't think you can rely on Giggs to provide the pace needed sometimes to offer enough of an attacking threat down that left hand side. So Kagawa is adept enough to play on that left hand side because he does it numerous times for the national team as well as last season for United, and he performed pretty well there on the occasion he was required to. And there are two main benefits of playing him on the left because, again, like I said, he's a very intelligent footballer who can link up play really well. So the first benefit is probably allows Evra even more room on the left to overlap, and thus offer him an out ball easier for Evra to exploit the space left behind or left outside by Shinji Kagawa, whose tendency is to drift inside to his preferred right foot. And then also on the left hand side, another benefit is that he's not required to do the man marking job that Wayne Rooney or Danny Welbeck have to do during the big games, I guess, and the physicality of the central midfield, which sometimes can be quite tough in there for him because, again, I don't think it's taken away from his size, etc. But again, in a bigger game, sometimes you just need a bit of more nous and a bit more, I think, just determination in there. Whilst Kagawa can be on the left hand side, left alone, not as defensively minded as some other players, and so he's not going to be as much as a kind of problem, I guess, when he just switches off for a minute or two. So, and I'll talk over about that, his defensive qualities, in a minute as well. Like I said, he's a very intelligent footballer who can interchange with Wayne Rooney, and against, I think, Leverkusen was the perfect indication that he has the potential and the knowledge to do that. And I think at Dortmund as well, he had Mario Götze, who he interchanges pretty well there, and they're both really intelligent footballers, Rooney and Kagawa. And I think there's a problem of Rooney sometimes interchange with Kagawa to the left and Kagawa occupying the number 10 role. I think it's natural for intelligent footballers to do that when the tactical or how they end up positionally. And I think again they're two great footballers, and I think they can, with the mindset that they both have, I think they have no problem of interchange when it's really required, because in some games I think Kagawa offers support to Rooney up there when Rooney is crowded out by the defensive team, who are obviously worried by the threat that Rooney proposes. And against Leverkusen, I think that helped Kagawa somewhat, because with Rooney and Van Persie attracting some of the defenders, Kagawa was allowed to affect play at crucial times as well. Again, Leverkusen, I thought Kagawa played pretty well, contrary to some of the journalists out there saying that Kagawa really didn't take his chance. I thought if you look at him, really specifically on Kagawa, I thought his turns, his balance, some of his runs, some of his through balls was really integral to that great performance that United delivered on Tuesday night. And a lot of people took advantage of Kagawa. Like I said, not a natural winger, because he doesn't have Usain Bolt's pace or the trickery to beat a player, but again he's so intelligent that he drifts inside. He knows that everyone will be there on the overlap, but again he drifts inside so that he can provide a through ball for Rooney and Van Persie to have a chance on goal. So I thought Kagawa's performance against Leverkusen was really encouraging, contrary to the reports that he had out of that game. One man, like I said in the previous video, is that the role that Marouane Fellaini plays in Kagawa's future, if you like, because Fellaini provides the defensive cover when Kagawa's go up, and like I said earlier, Kagawa, he sometimes has this tendency, and I think all attacking-minded players in Europe have the tendency to switch off now and again defensively, because again that's not their main point or main quality as a player, and that's not why they were brought into the team. So Marouane Fellaini, I think, will provide a really great role and sidekick, if you like, for Kagawa, because with Fellaini, David Moyes don't have to worry about the chasing back. Kagawa always has to do, and Fellaini sitting there provides a real presence defensively for the back four, knowing that even if one of the attackers were not to get back, then they have at least Michael Carrick and Fellaini to provide extra defensive cover for them. So I think Fellaini is definitely pivotal in Kagawa's long run in the team, so that could be another reason why Kagawa will relish in the United shirt this season. And again, like I said earlier, with Rooney and Kagawa, they're both great and intelligent footballers, and in tandem, when they're both on top form, I really think they can be as deadly, or even perhaps even more deadly than the Rooney-Robin Van Persie combination. And I truly believe that, because if Rooney and Kagawa both hit peak form, I think they have so much imagination and intelligence in their play that they will provide so many chances for any of our strikers. And Welbeck, his finishing has definitely improved this season. Robin Van Persie, I don't think I have to talk a lot about his finishing, and also Chicharito, who a fox around the box. So if Rooney and Kagawa do hit top form and they do struck up a really good partnership, I think that could be a really pivotal relationship within the team, because they're going to provide so many chances for the team that no matter who plays up front, they're going to get chances, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they will definitely put one of those chances away. So I think Rooney and Kagawa could team up and provide a really great attacking base for us to build on, and with the strikers that we have already in our arsenal, that could be a really good and exciting prospect, like a lot of journalists, German-based journalists, already predicted a couple of seasons ago when Kagawa initially signed. And going back to Kagawa's defensive qualities, I just want to, just relate to other attacking sides, because sides like Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they don't pick attacking players on the merit, on defense, on their merit for the defensive qualities that they have. Yes, we have a really good winger in Antonio Valencia, who does that job immensely well, and probably one of the best in the world for doing both sides of the role. But sometimes you just have to, provide and build a team around these creative forces in order to win, win matches and also to play good football. So sometimes you just need to have an absolute dog in the middle of the park to break up play, and so that it cover the defensive deficiencies of some of these attacking forces. And I think the addition of Fellaini will be pivotal for Kagawa, because Fellaini, like I said, really strong man, tall, breaks up play, but also have the technical ability to start attacking players as well with, through the line passing, etc. So Fellaini, I think, will be pivotal for Kagawa. But like I said, I just want to, look at the likes of Chelsea as well. They don't have Juan Mata, and then has that Oscar, for their defensive qualities. And I think that's what of the mindset we need to break away from. Yes, Valencia and Ashley Young, both really good defensively, but I don't think they're the best going forward. They're not world beaters, they're decent. But again, if you want to have, world beaters and people who can excite, you do have to make that balance and see who you can bring in order to build around these attacking forces in order to produce good football and ultimately to win trophies at the end of the day as well. So I think United are in a transitional period, not just not just in the manager, but also tactically, because David Moyes, I think, will realise of the ability that Kagawa possesses, and also the potential, golden triangle of Van Persie, Rooney and Kagawa, who, if they link up, will, form one of the best attacking trios in the world. So I think David Moyes realised that, and so he will be looking for more defensive-minded midfielders. So Fellaini, I think, is a good start to that mindset, and he will provide the defensive nous in order to let these attacking players flourish on the biggest stage. And we need to build upon that and provide the platform for these attacking midfielders, attacking players in general, because we should build a side around them, and so that they can really affect the game and produce some great football to watch. So I think that's the most important bit for United fans, that we all want to just see Kagawa succeed at United, because we all realise how much or how good of a footballer he really is, and how much he can contribute to the way that we all want to see football, to be played in the country and also just overall in Europe. And Kagawa, I think it will be, if he doesn't get to play, regularly, it will be frustrating. But I don't think he'll be short of suitors if he does decide to leave. If United is not the right team for him, and they're tactically not the right team, I'll be sad if he goes, obviously. But I don't think he'll be short suitors, and Dortmund probably his favourite destination if he were to leave United. But I'm probably thinking far too much ahead. But again, I really want to see Kagawa succeed at United, because I think, along with you guys, we all realise the ability that Kagawa possesses, and we all want to see him demonstrating those at United. And with time, I believe he will do that, and form really good and deadly partnerships with Wayne Rooney and Robin van Persie. So there you guys have it, of another video here on my YouTube channel. If you like this video, please like it. Comment below on what you think of the Kagawa situation. Do you agree with David Moyes? Do you disagree? Etc. Guys, leave them below, and I'll get in contact with you guys in response to your comments, etc. I'll also, if you like, please subscribe to this channel for more content, and I'll be really thankful if you do that as well. So you can check me out on Twitter at ManUnitedDaily, or you can go to the website ManUnitedDaily.com. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.